Hey class, it's Mr. Monzon. We are starting human body systems today. This is day one for you because you should be watching this video on day one. I know it's an asynchronous day following your Monday asynchronous day, but Monday's asynchronous day was day zero. You should have downloaded the Notability file onto your into Notability, and you needed to watch those two videos and then answer those questions on the Google form, and that was your day zero activity. So today, you should be watching me, and you should be taking a look at your notes. Again, just like we have been doing, I really want you to pay attention to the video. Go ahead and look at your notes in order to just follow along and understand what's going on with what I'm talking about. But we are going to try to make this quick. I don't want you to keep you here too long. So we're going to get started. Human body system, and the reason why we add the word system in there is because the body is a system that works together in order to keep you going. There are multiple mini systems within the human body that also do their own thing, but work together with each other to keep you running. And the first system that we are going to talk about is the digestive system right here, also known as your guts. All right. That is the first thing that we're going to be talking about. So I'm going to open the slideshow. You can go ahead and follow along with your notes as you need to, but I'm going to try to go quickly and make sure that we hit all the things that we need to hit in this slideshow. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. That's not it. There you go. All right, so the digestive system. You guys already know that we eat, right? That's what we do. Human beings eat. Everything eats, really, and the reason why things eat is in order to get energy from an outside source. So if you need to eat something, you need to be able to break it down in order to get what you need from that food, and that's what the digestive system does for us. So the first thing that we run into is our mouth. The mouth is part of the digestive system. The process of digestion always starts in the mouth, and it crushes the food into a paste called chyme. All right. Now, chyme is, we can also call it a bolus. It creates that bolus of food that we can swallow, but the paste that you initially make is called chyme. So the act of crushing your food, when you chew up and down, go ahead and do that for me. Go ahead and open and close your mouth like you're chewing something. Your teeth back there at the molars right here at the molars, let's see if I can get this pen to work. All right. Your molars back there are meant to actually crush the food. Your front teeth, of course, rip it off of whatever or wherever it needs to be ripped off from, and then you start creating this paste. And this is a process called mechanical digestion. It's mechanical. Your mouth, your teeth, your jaws are part of a machine that aids in digestion. Now, when you add the chemicals, the amylase, and remember, because we have the word ace there, we know that is an enzyme used to break something down. This enzyme in your saliva, called amylase, actually starts chemical digestion. So amylase and your teeth are going to work together in order to digest that food. So give me 1 second. All right. So what happens here, though, within chemical digestion, is that this amylase is breaking these bonds in the starches. Now, when you have, let's say, I'm going to start drawing a little chain of starches here, and we can call these polysaccharides. Poly means many, and saccharides just means it's a fancy word for sugars. So When you start breaking these bonds, and amylase, what amylase does is breaks these bonds and it releases these sugars, and that's glucose. That's what amylase does. It starts breaking apart these starches and starts the process of digestion in a chemical way. So two things that are happening in your mouth: mechanical digestion and chemical digestion. Make sure that you know these two things um, that aid in this type of digestion. All right, so next. Once that bolus of food is created by your mouth, it's got to start taking a trip. And so it's going to pass through the pharynx here. And the pharynx is right here, basically down your throat. It's going to take this trip down into your esophagus, right here. And that esophagus is that tube that connects the mouth to the stomach. And there's a bunch of little muscles in your esophagus that aid in a process called peristalsis. And peristalsis is just a bunch of little contractions that help push that food down your esophagus. Now, if you've ever tried this, I know I have, you've tried to drink or eat something upside down. You can eat a sandwich laying upside down, and it'll still get to where it needs to go because of peristalsis. Peristalsis prevents the food from going back up the other direction because it needs to bring that food down the esophagus, never up. And here's an explanation of what peristalsis looks like. Let me clear this here. It's, again, a smooth muscle contraction. What do I mean by a smooth muscle contraction? If you ever noticed, let's say, a twitching muscle, let's say you can actually twitch your bicep here. If you twitch your bicep, that is not a smooth muscle contraction. That is a twitchy type of motion. A smooth muscle contraction is just kind of like a smooth flowing motion. And peristalsis slowly massages your food all the way down the esophagus, even upside down. Once that bolus of food hits the stomach, it's going to continue that chemical digestion. It is a large muscular sac with 3 layers of smooth muscle. Again, that word, smooth muscle, that contract. They contract, and that contraction, I know it just says chemical digestion here, but that contraction actually causes or aids with some more mechanical digestion. That mechanical digestion is caused by those smooth muscles that are contracting. It's churning. When your stomach is churning, along with these chemicals that are added to it, those chemicals which are those strong gastric acids, like hydrochloric acid with a pH of 1.5, remember, the lower the pH, the more acidic it is. Hydrochloric acid in your stomach is extremely, extremely acidic, all right? It will break down food. It's going to continue chemical digestion, and that contraction, this muscle contraction, is going to aid in that chemical digestion, the mechanical digestion as well. So again, 2 things that are happening in your stomach: mechanical digestion and chemical digestion. So continuing this trip down into your guts, all right? The food is going to move from your stomach. Once it's done doing what the stomach needs to do, it's going to go through this pyloric valve into the duodenum. This is the first part of the small intestines. This right here, and see if I can zoom that in for you. I can't, not really, but if you're looking, that's the duodenum. The duodenum is the first part of the small intestines. All of this is considered your small intestines. Now, as your food is traveling through the small intestines, there are, let's say that this is the small intestine. It is not completely smooth. There are tiny little projections called villi, and I'm going to try my best to draw little villi here along the sides of your small intestinal walls. And the reason why those villi are there is to increase the surface area of the small intestine. So here's the thing. Here's an example. If I have a flat piece of string right here, and I have a waved piece of string here, let's call that the villi, all right? Which one of these has more surface area? Which one of these has, like if I were to straighten it all the way out, is longer? This one, right? So when you look at this one, if I were to actually pull this string out, it's going to be all the way down here. It's going to be extremely long. These villi increase the surface area, so that way your intestines are a lot better at absorbing the nutrients it needs. Okay? And from here, there's a huge network of blood vessels that take the nutrients into the bloodstream. And that's what's happening in your small intestines. So so far to review, we've gone into the mouth. The mouth has chewed up the food. You've swallowed that food. It's taking a trip down your esophagus. All right. Once it goes down the esophagus, those muscles causing peristalsis are going to massage that food into your stomach. And from your stomach, it's going to do more chemical and mechanical digestion until it drops it off into the small intestine through the duodenum. Now, the duodenum, again, is that first part of the small intestine, and that's the first trip through the intestines. And there are some other chemicals that we will probably be talking about here soon. But again, this is the path. This is the start of the path. We are halfway through, okay? Now, in the duodenum, like I said, there's chemicals that are going to be added to help digest and help break down certain things in your food. The pancreas is an organ that regulates blood sugar, of course, so it helps you with, it gives you insulin, but it produces enzymes, and this is what we're concerned with, these enzymes that break down carbohydrates, proteins, and lipids. Those enzymes also neutralize the stomach acid, because we don't want active stomach acid to be coming through the small intestines. That we would be digesting our guts. That's not okay. Sorry. Whoa, there's a sneeze. Excuse me. So the pancreas helps with this. Again, like I said, it's going to break down those carbohydrates, those proteins, and those lipids, so that way your body and your small intestine can absorb those nutrients that it needs. The liver also plays another huge role. The liver right here produces bile. It's loaded with salts and lipids, but bile dissolves fats. And the liver itself cleans up toxins, but bile itself is going to dissolve fats. So that way you can actually, it's going to break those fats down into smaller bits, so that way your body can take it in or through the small intestines. Again, this entire process through your digestive tract is meant to break the food down into something smaller that your body can absorb. Another important organ right here is the gallbladder. It's connected to the liver. Now, the reason why it's connected to the liver, it's going to store that bile. Because your liver actually makes that bile, the gallbladder is there to basically release that when it's time. When there's a whole bunch of food that's going to get released into your small intestine, the gallbladder is going to release that bile in order to digest those fats. Okay? So now we've made it through the small intestine. The small intestine has done a pretty good job of taking all of the nutrients out of your food, out of your chyme. Now, The large intestine is there in order to absorb the water out of your food. Now, most of the water that's in there, it's in our food, is absorbed here. The the large intestine also contains a lot of bacteria that help break down further food. Now, the bacteria in there it's their job to break down more of that food. Food that is not needed through the body. If you don't need that food and you can't digest it, it's going to continue on the way out. It's going to go through the entirety of this the large intestine until it gets through the colon, into your rectum, and then out the anus. Now, once it goes out through the anus, you know what it is. It's a poo, all right? It's a big turd. So once it comes out of the anus, you're done, all right? That is the entire trip through the digestive system. So that's pretty much it for my video. Please make sure you take a look at your notes and watch the video again if you needed clarification on anything else with the digestive system. Come to class tomorrow with questions. Tomorrow, you have a lab to start preparing for. And we're going to start off with a warm-up activity. And then we're going to get set for that lab. For those of you who have not picked up your digestive lab kits, please make sure you get those picked up by Wednesday. Yep, Wednesday night, by Wednesday after school. Email has been sent to your parents. Please make sure you get that done. Again, if you missed anything with my first digestive system talk, please go back and rewatch the video. Great job today. I will see you in class on Wednesday. Bye, guys.